Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to Elite Raceway. We are here with our Tier 2 group here in Monza, Italy. And it is pouring out. The drivers are going to have to take out their umbrellas. It is pouring. Oh, man. So we do have quite a few cars already on the track. And I believe Murdoch actually accidentally left. So let me just make sure he is able to come back. All right, there we go. So, Monza in the rain. So, 11 corners on this track, 6 to the right, 5 to the left. We do have an interesting group, and I believe that is Murdoch messaging me. Yes, so you do have to restart your game. All right, I'll send him an invite soon. But yep, we do have a couple of drivers already on the track. Don Valentin starting his hot lap at the moment. And we do have, I believe, one more driver joining in. I believe that is Alex joining in soon during the qualifying session. And oh, Valentin going, having a little bit of a struggle right there on the first two corners. So the drivers are going to have to be super careful with the throttle. Make sure they don't put too much or else they're just going to be spinning, doing donuts on the track. And I know there's quite a few drivers who are still learning the no traction, so props to them for braving it. Will be interesting to see how they're going to do. But we will keep an eye on Don Valentin. So, of course, no DRS is going to be activated. Typically, Monza does have those two DRS zones, but, of course, no DRS in the rain. So has drained quite a bit of battery. Is going to be going around the final corner right now. Very careful with that car. Everybody's going to be Tokyo drifting everywhere. And so Don Valentin is going to be the first car to put in a time, and it's going to be a 1:33.8. We do have, I believe that is a Ferrari of Untitled about to cross as well. Has saved up a bit of battery and is using it up. Puts in a 1:34.9. And Pine putting in a 132.5 at the moment. So right now, whoa, high RPM, having a bit of a drift right there. Nice save. And manages to put in a 134.5. So a bit of a pace difference right now at the moment. I know a few cars are struggling, trying to get used to that what track. Not high RPM. Mahazna, his brother. He's both confusing me sometimes. Mahazna is one to look at. He is a reserve driver for this group. Is one of those top drivers who puts in a little bit of a battle with DRS Maestro, I believe, and Kyle as well. And Alex, hopefully he is able to join soon. And I just want to make sure Murdoch was able to join in. So I'll send him another invite. I know he said he's going to restart his game. Quite a lot of battery left. I'm not sure if he's actually putting in his time at the moment. But it will be interesting to see how much time he's able to put in now. And he is about to cross the line, and looks like, although it's a banker lap, it is a 1:33.8. and is now on hot lap mode, so he is putting a time at the moment. And Kyle putting a 131.0. So both Alpines a 1-2 at the moment. And we do have a couple drivers who have still yet to put in a time. Paxman and DRS Maestro still in the pits. Guardians, it looks like he is putting a time and has just crossed the line to put in a 136.6. So that puts him up in P9. And Vroom as well, looks like he is starting his lap, is in sector... He is in sector 1 starting his lap. And hammer time as well, so all the drivers are out putting in their lap time. Murdoch, he did retire from the pits. He is serving a qualifying ban, but I hope he's aiming to be a driver of the day. So Mahasna around the final corner. Oh, a little bit of a snap right there. And manages to put in a 131.2, so 2/10, less than 2/10 away from Kyle's time. And looks like Pine figured that time was good enough, retiring in the pits. And high RPM pushing Pine down up to P3 at the moment with a 132.4. We do have Vroom about to cross the line and a 134.1. So quite close times for a few drivers. Oh, a few invalidating as we see here with Jake. And hammer time crossing the line puts him up to P11 at the moment. We do have DRS Maestro and Pax the Man putting in a time at the moment. So we will keep an eye with DRS Maestro as he is our leading driver on the championship standings. And oh, loses the rear a little bit. I do know he said he was going to practice with no ABS on today. So I'm pretty sure once he saw the rain, he was like, oh no. But he is faring quite well, I'll give him that. So they are still looking solid, keeping the car on the track. And oh, goes a little bit wide, doesn't invalidate, but losing the car quite a bit. So you can definitely see it's a little bit slippery on that track. And while we were talking about him, Cypex in the McLaren also pushing a 131.9, puts them up to P3. DRS Maestro about to cross the line and still manages to put a really decent time, a 131.9, so he definitely has space to improve. So all drivers have put in a lap time, and looks like Alex will be on in a few seconds. Let me just make sure he isn't online yet, but no problem. We'll give him, he said 1 minute. And so yes, Murdoch is able to join, luckily. It looks like our only driver, well, I was gonna say, is Hammer Time putting in a lap, but it looks like that was invalidating, unfortunately. And is backing out of that, of course. So I'm curious if any of the drivers are listening. I'm curious to see or to hear what the weather of the actual race is going to be. So we do have room starting another lap. And I'm curious to see if anybody else packs the man as well. So quite a few drivers actually. It looks like they put enough fuel for to go around for multiple times. And so yes, Alex is on at the moment, so I will send him an invite. And not showing online for me. Let me see if I could find him on the such a long list. No, I don't see him yet. So we do have a few drivers who are looking to go on the intermediates. So Kyle and High RPM. High RPM has still not gone out on the track with those intermediates, but Kyle is on an out lap. And I'm sorry for the pausing, just making sure our drivers are able to join in. And there he is. Alex is able to join. And yes, we do have our favorite Dutchman from the Tier 1 group, Mr. Game Boy, on the live chat saying it's a bit cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Yes, indeed. So as I was inviting Alex, we did have a few position changes at the moment. So Pax the Man up to P3, Untitled up to P4. Very close times. A few drivers in the 131s, others in the 132s. And we do have DRS Maestro putting in a purple first sector. I'm curious to know if he gave up and decided to turn ABS on, but we will keep an eye on him. He is looking quite solid. And Sidepex with a 130.5 has used up quite a bit of those tires. 7 laps on those wet intermediates. Sorry, wet tires. Kyle with the intermediates. And High RPM as well with the intermediates, already stepping out of the pits. So we do have Alex finally in the car, so we do have 16 drivers on the grid now. And DRS Maestro almost losing the car right there. Whew. And even then, manages to put a 130.5, so provisional pole for DRS Maestro. 3 minutes left of the qualifying session. Do have Kyle going around the final corner, pulling a little bit of ERS on that, and gets DRS Maestro with a 129.1, so over 5/10 of difference. Oh, a few drivers struggling a little bit in Untitled, trying to keep the car on the track and unfortunately not able to. And looks like intermediates is the better tire. So high RPM, I'm not sure if it was a game glitch or just the actual tires. Did say he was up by a second. Oh, looks like all the drivers are getting caught from that corner. And high RPM manages to put in a 130.7. That puts him up to P4 right behind his teammate. We do have Sidepick still looking to improve on that time. Oh, taking a little bit too much grass right there. The grass is slippery when wet, so I'd probably stay away from them if I were them. I'm catching everybody over here getting caught from the rain. Goodness. So less than a minute left in the qualifying session, so it will be interesting to see what final times drivers are going to be able to put in. So we do have Don Valentin in Sector 2 at the moment. We'll see if he's able to improve on his time just a bit. And no, looks like he's down on it, and you never know if he's able to pick it up here. And oh, it takes a little bit too much curve. The driver is struggling to keep the car straight. So we do have Alex who joined in the middle of qualifying, and he is trying to put in a lap time. Yeah, so Murdoch is having a bit of a glitch on his screen, so he's sending me a video of typical EA, so his screen is black. So you can't see anything. And we do have XM who I believe he said he was going to be late. Hopefully he does have time to at least join in. Qualifying session is still going, and Alex putting in a 129.8. Having a little bit of time to actually put in a lap, manages to get P2 at the moment. We still have quite a few drivers who are still trying to put in that lap time. I believe that is Paxton Man getting out the way for high RPM. And high RPM crossing the line manages a 130.4 up to P3. That pushes DRS Maestro down. And do we have anybody else? We do have your favorite Jake. And does improve by 0.3, puts him up to PA 131.2. Even the AI is struggling a little bit on the rain. Alrighty, so just a little reminder for the drivers not to ready, but we will go over the grid for the race start. So we do have Kyle, mate Kyle, starting on pole position with a 128.4. Right next to him will be Alex Carugo, the two in the front. Second row will be High RPM and DRS Maestro. And right behind them will be Cypex, Vroom, Mahaznet, Jake, Paxtaman, Untitled, Don Valentin, Pine, and Kimbro, Guardians, Hammertime, and Murdoch. So that is our grid, and I'm not exactly sure if the rain will continue on to the race session. We'll take a look at that. And no, it looks like it is dry and yeah, sunny. Alrighty, so I am hoping. Unfortunately, there was a glitch on Saturday with the formation lap, We will see how that goes for the for tier two. And looks like our weatherman DRS Maestro saying that is going to be a dry race, so it will be an interesting race. Uh, turn one is always an interesting thing to see. Really hoping people are always conscious on it. But yeah, Murdoch's still saying his game is looks like it's corrupted. He isn't. I don't think he is able to join the session, unfortunately. But they do have a couple minutes to get their strategies and set up straight. Especially considering qualifying was in the rain, so they are going to be adjusting their setups. So I am curious to see if XM was able to join in. He would be starting in the back, and yes, so fortunately, so nice. We have 17 drivers on the track. XM able to join in the session and the game, knowing that he is a Mercedes driver, putting him in the Mercedes car, which is great. Saves admins time to avoid having to manually adjust that on the system. And I'm trying to remember how many laps it was. I believe it was 27 laps. So yes, it is 27 laps around the circuit. And since it is a dry race, DRS will be enabled now. So there, like I mentioned before, there are two DRS zones. And yes, in the live chat, Game Boy saying strategy, don't crash turn one. 100% agree, especially those who tend to race with no ABS. Big respects to you, but just make sure you don't lock up and rear end the car above you, in front of you. But they do have the go. They do have a couple seconds left to continue on. Alrighty, so formation lap. So looking at the tires, so we do have 2, 4, 6 drivers on the hard compounds, everybody else on the mediums. Interesting enough, the front two runners are on the hards. So we'll be curious to see what happens if there is an early safety car. Hopefully not. But as we mentioned before, we do have Kyle starting in the front, and they're not exactly sure what happened there, but it looks like a bit of driver slowing down a little bit. And I'm assuming Murdoch wasn't able to join back in the session. Maybe he could try again during the race, but yeah, it will be very unfortunate if he's not able to. Yeah, looks like Murdoch isn't able to, so he is messaging me during the on the Discord chat, unfortunately. So interesting enough, we do have the Alpines, I believe, who are reserving, and let's see. Oh no, I am looking at tier 1. Ah, yes, there we go. So the Red Bulls, my fault. The Red Bulls of DRS Maestro and Mark, who's unfortunately not here today. They are leading the Constructors' Championship with the total of 381 points. Right behind them is the Kick Saubers with 342 points. Unfortunately, missing one driver, but Paxman will be holding the fort at the moment. And in third position is the Mercedes with 337 points. So both drivers are here today. So hopefully they are able to score some points today. But they are lining up. Candid Dreamer saying, or Marky Mark saying he fell asleep with the dog. I like the honesty. I do like the honesty. Hopefully it was a good nap. But they are starting soon. So 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And off they go. Will Kyle be able to have a really good start? And DRS Maestro already up to P3, having a really, really good start. And there is a Mercedes in the back, having a bit of a spin. And a bit of contact right there. DRS Maestro having lost out from that, unfortunately. We do have a couple of position changes happening at the moment. And that is Hammer Time losing a little bit of positions as well. DRS Maestro getting past Pine, and Don Valentin getting past the Ferrari of Untitled as well. Up front, your favorite Jake getting past Pax the Man. So we are looking at the position changes. Mahazne up 3 positions, Murdoch up 4, although I think Murdoch is actually an AI. So that unfortunately won't count. But DRS Maestro really losing out a lot from that start. So down 7 positions at the moment. So there is plenty of race left. So Kyle doing really well to continue leading the front row. And we do have Mahazne looking to go on the inside of high RPM. A little bit of brother versus brother over here. High RPM really trying to get past right there. And oh, that is contact right behind. That was Don Valentin. Unfortunately, touching a bit of grass right there again and losing out a little bit. And DRS Maestro trying to look on making the move. Untitled, overshooting it quite a lot right there. And DRS Maestro is going to fly by. No, I think that is Mahazna, who unfortunately lagged out. So I will try to get him back into the session, hopefully really quickly. So both the McLarens getting past Mahazna, and your fairy Jake getting past the ghost of Mahazna as well. Yeah, we have a little bit of battling as well in the back. Guardians moving up to P12. So again, they do have the ghost of Murdoch at the moment. And like I mentioned before, DRS is enabled, and is Alex going to look to make a move? Oh, Kyle losing the rear right there, and I don't think that was any damage to either car, but in the back we do have quite a few drivers piled up together. I don't think Alex received any damage from that. So very unfortunate for Kyle losing the rear a little bit right there, and Alex still staying right behind him. Mahazen is able to join, and Kimball picking up, I believe that is 13 seconds. He did pick up a 10-second penalty earlier for cutting corners. And Jake on the back of high RPM. So a bit of a DRS train at the moment. So we do have from Cypex all the way down to possibly Mahazen and DRS Maestro. Ho ho! Pax the man going on the inside of Jake. Looks like he is going to manage to get in front of Jake right there. The majority of the drivers do have the DRS enabled. Untitled getting the fastest lap at the moment with the 123.1. A couple of changes happening in the front, so we do have high RPM trying to get past, or does manage to get past his teammate Cypex. So both the McLaren drivers are on the similar strategy. And I just noticed actually as that is going to hurt him. Kyle doing really well to extend that gap, already over 3, almost 4 seconds ahead of Alex. And that is Mahazen unfortunately retiring from the session. Again, you're not supposed to do it on the track. Although actually, I believe that may have been because he wasn't able to take control of the car. So because he is asking for an invite. And that's just that's just unfortunate because Mahazen is such a good driver. He's such a quick driver too. So unfortunately, yeah, no, that wasn't him retiring from the race. That was just EA not letting him control the car. And we do have up in front Vroom in P8 and very close to each other. XM going on the inside of Guardians and manages to go up to P11. So we're going to take a look at the position changes again. So XM doing really well to gain 6 positions. And DRS Maestro as well. He went down 7 positions, now down 3 positions. So he has climbed back up the grid. Does have Pax the Man and Jake in his sight. And we do have Pax the Man getting past your favorite Jake. Don Valentin picking up a 3-second penalty there. And Alex Cargo picking up the fastest lap at the moment with a 122.7. Do have the McLarens up in front. Is Cypex going to make the move on his teammate? We do also have DRS Maestro getting past your favorite Jake. So a lot of position changes happening at the same time, and that's DRS cutting the corner. And I wonder what exactly happened there. It could have been just missing the braking point. And we do have Pax the Man, unfortunately near the wall and trying to regain control of the car to get back on the track. And again, the McLarens right on the back of each other. So both doing really well to save up that battery. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a couple of overtakes happening all at once in this next upcoming straight. So we do have DRS Maestro on the back of Jake, Cypex on the back of High RPM, and even Untitled on the back of Vroom. So really interesting mid-pack over here. So DRS Maestro going on the outside of Jake and manages to get that pass done. And we do have a nice side-by-side battle over here between the McLarens. So Cypex getting past his teammates, a little bit of a switch around again, and Untitled getting past Vroom, DRS Maestro. A lot of action happening, really nicely done by these drivers. So very close pack, and Alex Cargo, we are keeping an eye on his on that gap. So he did manage to cut it down to now almost 2 seconds. He was over 2 seconds, sorry, over 3 seconds behind Kyle. So the McLaren's doing really well to kind of help each other out. They are maintaining in front of DRS Maestro and the rest of the pack right there. So they're not slowing each other down, but they're also not causing any problems. But Alex still with the fastest lap of 122.6, and high RPM actually breaking away a little bit from his teammate Cypex. Cypex still getting the DRS off his teammate to defend from everyone else in the back. Now Alex a second and a half behind Kyle, so he is closing in quite a bit slowly. And we do have Paxton Man getting past Hammer Time. DRS Maestro almost losing the car right there, and looks like Jake is going to take advantage of that. And is he going to get the pass done? No, DRS Maestro defending well. That is smart from Jake. I'd probably wait for the DRS, but he is staying really close behind DRS Maestro. He was bragging about how much he likes this track and how good he is on this track, so I am expecting a podium from you, DRS. But up ahead, Cypex looking to make the move on high RPM. And now they are under pressure from the drivers behind, so DRS Maestro is closing in quite a bit on those two. So looking back at the penalties, so we do have, I believe that is Untitled losing the rear right there, and I wonder if Vroom picked up any damage. Looks like no. Thankfully not, and Untitled stays in the same position. But going back to the penalty, so we do have Alex, Untitled, and Don Valentin with 3 seconds each, and Kimbrel with 13 seconds. He will be getting rid of that 10-second, I believe, once he pits, but that will be time wasted. And we do have Alex actually now half a second behind of Kyle. And Untitled picking up a penalty, and we do have missing out a lot there. Vroom is going to take advantage of that. Goes up to P8. Cypex still on the back of his teammate. And I don't know. It looked a bit glitchy right there, but high RPM. Oh, that is Cypex on off the track and causes a bit of contact with Jake, trying to regain control of the car, and that is yellow flags, and I don't think Cypex has picked up any damage from that. Yes, he did, so he is missing his left end plate, and he is under pressure by Vroom. Vroom is going to get past Cypex very easily, and I believe that is Untitled looking to make a move as well. And looking to make a move on Vroom as well, and he might be going for a 2-for-1 special, and I wonder who got the DRS of... So Vroom actually benefited from that. He gets the DRS, but I don't think he has enough space to close in and make a move, neither the ERS either. And DRS Maestro now picking up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. So DRS has done really well despite having lost quite a lot of positions at the start. Did manage to get back to P4, but that penalty is going to hurt him if the grid stays this close. And is that Kyle? Kyle losing the position from Alex. So Alex is leading the race now. But I'm wondering if it was smart to make that move, because Kyle is going to be getting the DRS. And speaking of DRS Maestro now picking up another 3-second penalty. Kyle picking up a 3-second penalty as well. So both the front two with the penalties, so they are going to have to fight it out until the end. And that is Kyle regaining back that position, and we do have Jake looking to make a move on Pine. That does manage to get past up to P4 now. So DRS Maestro at 9 seconds of penalties. Senor, what are you doing? Mr. Monza is one of my best tracks. But so we do have a couple of drivers already pulling the trigger. So we have High RPM and Vroom in the pits, switching out from the medium tires to the hard compounds now. And Pine right on the back of Jake. Jake is going to get the DRS off of DRS Maestro. So not able to make a move yet. Well, looks like this is our closest battle at the moment. Pine getting the overtake done on Jake. And Kyle also going for the fastest lap with the 121.8 at the moment with those 12-lap old hard compounds. And that is DRS Maestro going into the pits, and Pine moving up to P3 at the moment. Untitled picking up a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane now. Looks like high RPM, DRS Maestro coming out right behind high RPM, and both the Haas right behind him as well. So N-Kimbrel does have the older set of tires, Jake with the freshest, so don't expect any position changes between the two teammates there. And we do have Alex actually still on the back of Kyle. So again, they both do have those 3 seconds of penalties. And Alex looking to make the move, makes an easy pass with help of DRS right there. We do have high RPM. Oh, that is Jake touching the back of high RPM there just a little bit. Getting super close. And that is DRS Maestro getting the pass the AI of Murdoch, who unfortunately wasn't able to rejoin the session. Do expect the other drivers to be making a move on him as well. And in the back, hammer time, getting out of the medium tires and going for the hards. And yeah, as I said, high RPM and Jake getting past the ghost of Murdoch there. And we do have Kyle closing in quite a lot. That straight line speed gets past Alex right before the corner. And Jake now picking up a 3-second penalty, joining the penalty party now. And that is yellow flags, and that's Ed Kimbrell in the wall, and that is a virtual safety car. Surprised that actually wasn't an actual safety car, but wow. So there's a virtual safety car. The drivers are slowing down a bit. And Paxton Man unfortunately picked up a drive-through penalty for ignoring the Delta. And pretty sure I thought I saw a car go into the gravel there, but I guess it's just me being blind. So we are going to look at the penalties again. So Kyle, Alex, Jake, Cypex, and Donovan in 3 seconds each. Alex now getting past Kyle due to the fact that Kyle is now pulling the trigger and going into the pits. And we also have DRS Maestro with 9 seconds, and unfortunately, well, Untitled with 6 seconds as well, but unfortunately Paxton Man with the drive-through, so that is it's really gutting for him, unfortunately. And Pine actually having a really good gap ahead of DRS Maestro. Has already switched out to the mediums as in right in front of DRS Maestro. That is Paxton Man now serving the drive-through penalty. And DRS does manage to get past Pine. And that's yellow flags, and I wonder... That is hammer time, unfortunately missing both his end plates. So again, the front three do have those penalties, so Pine can probably just try staying close to the back of DRS Maestro within those 9 seconds. And Alex has chosen to pit now, so it will be interesting to see where he'll come out. So we do see Kyle now going around the final corner, is on the main straight, and Alex, looks like Alex might, or they might come out side by side. No, looks like Kyle managed to get past him. And we do have DRS Maestro putting in the fastest lap at 121.7, Pine right on the back of him. Might be a little bit too far back to make a move, and yep, looks like Pine is going to stay right behind DRS. And Kyle actually having a really good gap at the moment, over a 1.5 seconds in front of Alex. Pine is going to get the DRS open. And it looks looks like he is going to try making a move here and cut the corner a little bit, but I guess not enough to get a penalty right there. Untitled picking up a penalty of 3 seconds. So nice back and forth between these drivers. So it looks like the closest two are Pine and DRS Maestro. So we will look at the we do have Pax the Man, the only driver who has yet to pit, but we'll look at the position changes. So Pine actually up 9 positions, XM up 7, and now 8 actually, since Pax the Man has pit. And to any drivers who have lost out, Don Valentin down 4, Cypex down 3. A few drivers down a position, but still faring quite well. So the group has spaced out a little bit. So again, we do have our closest battle over here between DRS Maestro and Pine. It looks like Pax the Man will be making a move on the AI of Murdoch. So again, since Murdoch wasn't able to race at all for this session, wherever his AI finishes, it will be disqualified, unfortunately. Oh, we do have DRS Maestro trying to go on the inside here of Pine into turn 1, and Pine actually manages to stay ahead. DRS Maestro slotting right behind. So both drivers staying really close together. Again, DRS does have that penalty. And we do have Cypex changing the tires, going for the mediums now. So not exactly sure what happened to the McLarens, and both McLarens were staying really close together. Whoa, Cypex onto the gravel. Yeah, I don't recall them both pitting at the same time, so not exactly sure if they may have double stacked by accident. But Alex now taking the fastest lap away from DRS, so 121.5. So Guardians is on the back of Cypex, but of course Cypex is with the fresher tires, although he is taking a little bit too much grass and gravel. So 7 laps remaining, including this one. Alex and Kyle still remaining very close to each other. Again, both with the same penalty, 3 seconds each. So Alex is going to get the DRS on this next upcoming main straight. Both doing really well to save up that battery. And is Alex going to look to make a move? Looks like he is going to. Doesn't manage to get quite a bit alongside, but that is heavy battling between these two. And again, we do have Pine right on the back of DRS Maestro. Cypex actually losing the position from Guardians. Despite having the fresher tires, but we do have Pine closing in on the back of DRS Maestro. I don't think he's going to make the move over here. Smart to be to back out and stay right behind DRS Maestro. Honestly, nothing to lose since Maestro does have that 9-second penalty. So we can be looking at two Alpine drivers on the podium. And ooh, looks like Pine did try faking the move. Opted to back out right there. And we do have Alex right on the back of Kyle, but Kyle is going to get the DRS from the laps car of Don Valentin, so he does get the DRS to defend himself from Alex. And right behind for the battle of P3, Pine still on the back of DRS. I don't think he's gonna make a move, or actually he might. No, it looks like he is going to stay right behind. And we do have Cypex now on the back of Guardians. Guardians not picking up a 3-second penalty there. I caught that right at the nick of time, and Pine going back up to Pine and DRS Maestro. Oh, we do have a move happening up in front, so Alex taking the lead from Kyle. And we do have DRS Maestro losing the position from Pine as well. Both drivers trying to battle it out. So Pine does have the fresher tires, the mediums, and DRS Maestro with the 9-lap-old hards. So it will be interesting to see which tire strategy benefits more at the end. Well, a little switch around again. DRS Maestro now taking back the position from Pine up to P3. And we do have the Ferrari of Untitled right on the back of Cypex. Not sure if he's going to make a move yet. He does have the DRS. And is Cypex going off track just by a little bit. Looks like no move yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, no, it looks like Untitled is going to go for the move. But it might have been too soon. The Cypex might get the DRS off of Untitled right there. And up ahead, Pine going around the outside of... DRS Maestro going around the outside of Pine right there in Sector 3. And that is a yellow flags. I believe that is... Oh, it looks like there are 2 yellow flags, so that might have been Vroom and Untitled right there. And we do have a little bit of a switch around over here happening between DRS Maestro and Pine again. So Pine looking to go on the outside, does manage to get in front of DRS Maestro before the braking zone. And Don Valentin picking up a 3-second penalty now again. And I believe that was Vroom who had brought out the yellow flags. I wonder if he actually received damage. Yeah, looks like he is missing his right end plate and is going to go for the soft tires. I'm not surprised, but he can try going for the fastest lap. Hopefully he can put that time in. But up in front we do have Kyle under pressure from Alex. It looks like Alex is going to get the move done. also have DRS Maestro going on the inside of Pine. So both moves happening at the same spot of the track. So with 9 seconds, DRS Maestro could probably lose about 2 positions, drop down to P5 if high RPM remains close as well. He is within that 9-second penalty gap. So I'm wondering if DRS Maestro is thinking, man, Don Valentin's curse has come back to haunt him again. Alex now picking up the fastest lap at 121.4, a tenth quicker from the last fastest lap. And actually looks like DRS Maestro has broken away from Pine. So Pine now over 3 seconds behind of DRS Maestro. Not exactly sure what happened. We do have Kyle still on the back of Alex. And Alex now picking up another 3 seconds, so that is 6 seconds for Alex. It's Kyle with 3 seconds. So we do have 2 laps remaining, including this one. And that is Kyle looking to make the move done. Alex defending well, and looks like Kyle is going to stay right behind. And that is Pine, unfortunately, leaving the session. I will see if he's able to join back, because he will be losing positions from that. Oh, since it's the wrong person. DRS Maestro now picking up a 3-second penalty again. So 12 seconds in total for DRS Maestro. We do have Kyle getting the move done on Alex on the main straight. So luckily Pine does have at least a 12-second gap ahead of Jake. So hopefully on this last lap he doesn't lose any more. But it is the final lap, and it is a battle between Kyle and Alex. That is a yellow flags in Sector 1. I believe that is the McLaren of Cypex. But both Alex and Kyle remain really close together, so of course you never know if a driver is able to appeal their penalty, so they are going to try fighting it out. And that is Alex getting past the Alpine of Kyle. Cypex also picking up a 3-second penalty there. Both really fighting, draining that battery. It looks like Alex is going to get the better hand on that final corner. Unless Kyle is able to get a really good launch, but looks like no, looks like Alex is going to stay ahead and is going to cross the line for the win. But unfortunately, with that penalty, he is going to drop down to P2. So Kyle is actually going to take that one. We do have DRS Maestro also crossing the line really soon, but looks like high RPM is within that 12-second gap, so high RPM is actually going to steal that P3 from DRS Maestro. So a lot of changes happening because of those penalties. And unfortunately, Pine isn't going to benefit from having stayed really close behind DRS Maestro this whole time. So really unfortunate for Pine. And Jake managing a P5, and oh, XM actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the driver of the day, up 11 positions. If I'm not mistaken, he started dead last. Yeah, it's P17. Really great drive by XM. And we do have Guardians getting past the AI of Murdoch. So of course Murdoch didn't race at all this whole race. Um, so he is going to get disqualified, unfortunately. But all the drivers who finished behind him, they will be moved up. But TRS Maestro saying he was sweating. Well, it was raining. It was raining penalties for you. XM, yep, indeed gets the driver of the day. So really good race, respectful racing up in front between Alex and Kyle. That was a really good battle there, and a lot of really good battles in the middle field as well. But we will go over the final grid. So that is Kyle taking the win today at Monza, and in P2 we do have Alex Carugot also pick up an extra 2 points for the fastest lap of 121.4. And sharing the podium in P3 is High RPM, reserving in the McLaren today. So great job by those three. And P4, we do have DRS Maestro. Right behind him, Jake, doing really well from P8 to P5. XM, driver of the day, well deserved from P17 to P6. And right behind him, P7, we have Pine, followed by Pax the Man, Murdoch, Room, Guardians, Cypex, Untitled, Hammer Time, Don Valentin, and I believe our two only DNFs. One of them, and Kimbrel. Hopefully he has a better race next week. And Mahasne for unfortunate for EA. EA really messing him up and yeah, not letting him take control of the car. So, but still, fantastic race. So we do have a break next week, and then after that we do come back in the week after. And if I'm not mistaken, we'll be in Portugal. So last two races of the season. So DRS Maestro picking up a lot of good points. And yeah, hopefully hopefully we continue to see great races on for the last two tracks. But everybody stay tuned for about an hour, almost an hour. We do have our no assist division racing here in Monza again. Uh, that will be a really, really interesting race as well. No assists, talented drivers, and turn one is always exciting to see. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in about an hour. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that way you can get notifications. And yeah, we'll catch you guys after.